The first war was done. The confrontation betwixt Vanir and Aesir now over. It was time to build the realms to be what my brothers, Vili, Ve, and myself, Odin, had originally envisaged. And the Court of Asgard did multiply. Our families grew, and many a god or goddess was born. Many a tryst did I have. Many a child of ill or golden favour was birthed of them. But it was my wife, Frigg, that I settled down with, and ruled her forever at my side.
I, his wife, Queen of Asgard. I am the goddess of many things most useful to Odin. For I see the wefts of fate. I am prophecy and motherhood, among other things. I live in the halls of Fenaslir. With him I birthed our golden children, most beautiful of all. There was Baldur, the blessed, the brave, most comely of all. There was Hodir, who was blind and naive, yet did I love him. There was Hermod, a lesser god of war. One day it will be he that walks the darkest paths when no other would. And finally, Bragi. He is a wise skald and bard, god of poetry. He performs to the souls in Valhalla to raise their spirits before the battles of day. Yet, ever was Odin most proud of a son not of my own form, his son, Thor.
Thor, my son, god of thunder, storm, virility, courage, and so much more. He is the defender of the mortals more than any. Where Heimdall guards the realm with his keen eye, it is Thor who roves and hunts out our enemies. Wielder of Mjolnir one day, he bests the giants whenever they face him. He is my son by Fjorgyn, who is Jord, who is the earth herself. So is he also a god who helps the people of Midgard in tending her. Through knowledge of the earth does he show them how to make her bounteous. Yet he is the strongest god, his belt augmenting his power where needed. He is my son, and he is near my equal in the arts of war. Near.
Thor, who couples first with Jarnsaxa and begets Magni, who is close to his half-brother, Modi. Modi, who is born of Thor and his Sif, who also blesses her husband finally with a daughter, Thrudr. They will fight, as is their nature due to their sire, but also they will last into the next age, after dread Ragnarok. For Modi is wrath, and Magni is might, and even a daughter, Thrudr, is the goddess of strength. When young, the displays and contests of the three were things to cause joy and laughter, if not a little disaster.
Heimdall, my son again, yet of a different order. For his birth and conception is no simple matter. He it is who stands watch in the night on the walls of fair Asgard. His sight pierces the veils between the realms. He watches all, to raise alarm should giant armies come to make Asgard fall.
And Tyr is the son Odin has by one he will not name, one we do not know. I confine my rage at this secret, for its benefits are many. For Tyr is mighty also. He He is a god of war, as is his sire, and stands shoulder to shoulder with Odin and Thor, though of slightly less stature in the fray. Yet, he is more than just shaken spear and sweeping blade. It is Tyr who upholds the law, even where Odin will not. He is justice, and brings judgment to those who ask for even-handed, impartial consideration. And one day, he shall give of himself to confine a dread beast. He is a worthy amongst our home.
Another of my sons is Vidar. The blood of giants sings in his veins, for I am half thus, and his mother, Krior, is one entire. A darkling son, he is the embodiment of vengeance. Yet one day, he will avenge me, or so it is sung.
Sif, who is wife of Thor, is sturdy enough to be the mother to his children, so strength is also passed to them from her also. She is of golden hair, comely in all ways. Only she was worthy to be the consort of Thor. She had a son called Ulir, who is the stepson of Thor, born before they wed. Nanna is the spouse of Baldur, and from them both is Forseti made. He is a god much needed, for he brings justice and reconciliation wherever he goes. Where he walks, the hearts of Aesir, Vanir, or mortal man are quenched of their wrath, to permit joy and laughter even amongst those recently at odds.
And so to one who is not of me or mine. Giant he began, giant he will end. But for a time, he was amongst us on bright and blissful Asgard. A son of Frabati and Laufey, he was unlike his brothers Helblindi and Bylester, all of which showed their heritage writ large. I will never tell how I met him, but it was a meeting of import, for he was keen of wit, his mind as sharp as a blade. And, before or beyond all other things he may have done for the realm, he made me laugh. Blood brothers I was with this giant, who was more like Aesir than his birthright. Later, he would turn from us all, turn on us all. Yet, I wonder, did we push him to it? Did I push him to it? A thought for another time.
And I never truly understood the friendship between my lord and the trickster, his brother of choosing. Loki wed Singin, who was ever loyal and doted on him, even when he turned from us. From their coupling came the good god Narfi, but his dark fates we do not disclose now. I will never forgive Odin for what he did to that boy. But that has not happened yet.
Of course, there were more, but these are the mightiest of our kin. And so, we get to the others, the hostages that dwelt in my court, the Vanir. Njord was the leader, father of the two who dwelt with us, but, at my caution, he did not muddle himself in matters beyond his scope or authority. But it was not long before they conquered, as they'd never done in battle. They conquered our hearts.
That they did, for they were beautiful and wise, caring and joyful. Frey, Lord of the Morning, he who is mightiest of mariners in his ship, Skidbladnir, who is the master of Alfheim. Some say he is the lord of all elves. And he was fell in battle, but light was his aspect. He the most offered to of all the Vanir by the mortals. His sister Freyr was Golvig, who we thrice burned. Yet she forgot this trespass, and brought her glamours to the court, yet with restraint. For she knew not to beguile us as she had once done before, and before long it was as if they had always been amongst us. All argument buried in the past.
This was the Court of Asgard, and many halls we did build, bright and golden. We laughed and laboured, and built the worlds out to their greater glory. Yet, even as my realm grew in splendour, I could never forget the events that had led to this point. I could not forget that I was not everything I needed to be to match the duty of rulership. And so, when all was calm and working straightways, I began a secret journey that none could know of, none could follow. My quest to become more than I had been made with, to become not just in name, but in actuality, the All-Father. I went to Midgard, and there attempted to discover the truth of this universe. And I witnessed that which was done to Kvasir, and I thirsted for the draught which would begin my change in earnest. But that is a tale for another time.